Hi, my name is Mrs. Lee and I am your child's language arts teacher, basically his or her writing teacher. What I want to do tonight, or what I want to do with this film, is to take you through what you would have seen if you'd come to the open house. For whatever reason you weren't able to come, hopefully this will give you an idea of what other parents saw. And then if you have any questions, please email me, send a note with your child, or you can call me on the phone as well. So, one of the things I want to be sure and talk about is our 6th grade Parent University Night. That's coming up on the 22nd. It's going to be from about 4:15 to around 5:30 or so. All of the teachers in the 6th grade team will be presenting, and they'll be letting you in on some information that will be helpful to you for helping your child with homework or upcoming projects that are coming along. There will be a flyer that's coming home. If you don't get one, let us know. And we'll get that flyer to you so that you can let us know if you're coming back for Parent University on the 22nd. When it comes to this class, there are probably 2 key things that you need to be sure your child has with him or her every day. This spiral notebook, we call that the writer's notebook, and the composition book. It's usually kind of a black and white book, sometimes it's in color. We take notes in this. It's a busy school. And this book is where we're doing our nightly writing assignments. The other things that also form the background for what we do in class are a textbook that's at home called Language Network, and we are working with the 6th grade writing rubric that was given to us by the state of Arizona. Now our typical classwork is going to be essay writing. We work on spelling rules and patterns. We work on grammar and punctuation. We work with something called mugshots. It's also called daily oral language. It's a daily practice in sentence construction and corrections in punctuation, grammar, spelling. We do a lot of note-taking, especially this first quarter. Sometimes people want to know, well, should my child write in print or should my child write in cursive? It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's legible. You can point out to your child, though, that most print is really very easily turned to cursive. Cursive is easier on your hand. But if your child hasn't had the practice with cursive, doesn't feel comfortable with it, print is fine, as long as it can be read. So when it comes to notes, we're taking notes about procedures and life skills, grammar, writing, and our spelling list. Usually that's starting about the 2nd quarter. Our typical homework is the writer's notebook, that spiral notebook, some worksheet assignments, and we do study for tests or quizzes as homework. Coming in the 2nd quarter, your child might have full essays to be working on at home. The homework is Monday through Thursday, and I will admit it is sometimes on Friday. Students shouldn't spend more than 45 minutes for my class, and probably 30 minutes is enough. When it comes to the writer's notebook, I don't collect that until a week has gone by, but every other homework is collected the next day. The writer's notebook is collected according to the period that your child is in. So this is our nightly homework, the writer's notebook. This is a rubric that I give to students so that they can understand what good writing will look like in there. And the students will be getting this next week. It will be put in the front of the writer's notebook. We'll just staple it in there. And this is a typical writer's notebook assignment list. You'll notice that there's more than one day here. I usually give this out on Monday, and then students can see what their homework is every night of the week. And this would be an example of what a worksheet might look like. So these are the sorts of things you might be looking for when your child says he or she has homework in language arts. There is a copy of a description of the class and how things work in here that I'll be sending home with your child. And on that copy, there is a website that you can go to. It's called School Notes. And this School Notes website will let you know exactly what the homework is. To get to the School Notes website, you type in newschoolnotes.com. And again, this is in the handout you're getting. Click on Parents once you get to the website. And down here, you can put in my last name and our zip code. When you do that, what's going to come up will be 4 different pages I've prepared for you. Let me put that in for you now. So when you put in my last name and the school zip code, you'll see this. And you can see that I'm showing what the homework is for this week, what the writer's notebook assignments are. There's also a page for tips and information for success. And there's that writer's notebook rubric I showed you earlier. So if we open up the homework, and for some reason, I'm not sure I can get it to open. There we go. I've written out what you should hopefully see in your child's planner each night. Now, to be honest with you, the best place to look for homework is always the planner. I'm preparing this a week in advance, and sometimes what looked like a good idea on Sunday isn't by Thursday. So always check your child's planner for that homework. I do accept homework late, and there is no loss of points on the assignment. Students do have to complete a no homework form. There might be possible lunch detention, a call home, and if it's gone on for several days without getting that homework, it could be a negative. There's something called work ethic points. Every time you have a homework assignment, there's the score for the assignment. There's also a point given if you get it in on time and it's complete. Now, if you turn it in late or incomplete, you've lost these points for good. Please give me a note, give me an email, call me up. If you happen to be on campus, just pop in and tell me if you know that there's been a problem with the homework. I really want us to work together on this. When I know that you know homework hasn't been done, then I know that you'll be helping your child to set up a time, a schedule, either to meet with me or to get the homework done at home. And if your child is absent, the work is made up. I also do something called redos. I believe that it's important children acquire the learning, not just a grade. So to encourage them to redo something if it's below a C, I do replace the better grade with the old grade. If a paper is marked redo, it means your child didn't earn at least a C on that assignment, and it really does need to be redone. Usually about a week is the deadline for that. You're going to want to know how you can keep on top of things, so you can always call or email me. But we do have TUSD stats. That information was given on the night of open house. If you don't know how to get on that website, please contact our office and they'll help you out with that. We send home reports called Making the Grade about every 4 weeks or so. And of course we have our district reports, the midterm and the end of the quarter. We do have tutoring help. Middle school is different, and chances are your child may ride a bus or be some distance from school. So we need to plan ahead and make arrangements if they're going to stay on Tuesday or Thursday. The Tuesday or Thursday tutorial does cost $10. It's a one-time fee. You can drop in before school, about 8:15. I'm usually here, and I can take anybody who wants to walk in and ask a question. Or they can always come in at lunch. After school can be a little trickier. We might want to work in advance and again set up a day after school. There are days sometimes I'm not staying much past 4 o'clock. How can you help? Well, as you've heard before from other teachers, a quiet place to work, keeping a dictionary at home is helpful, an online dictionary is fine. Keep a routine. If your child needs to go to sports practice and it's after that he or she is going to do the homework, that's fine. But keep a routine so that there is a time each day when your child knows it's time to start in on schoolwork. You can have your child reread directions, read them one sentence at a time to make sure they're getting all the information from directions. And when they're rereading the directions, you can ask them which part isn't clear. Often in a set of directions, there may be 2 or 3 things a student is asked to do. Could be the first part is perfectly clear, so when they say, "I don't get it," you'll know exactly where they need some help. And sometimes just breaking it down for them makes it easier to understand. If your child has a hard time with homework, give time limits. Tell your child, we're going to work 10 minutes on this assignment, I'll come back and check, and then we'll finish the rest of it. Sometimes that 30 minutes just seems so long for some of our children. Chunking it a little bit can help. And as always, write a note to me, go ahead and sign it, let me know if there's been a problem with the homework. You can make contact with me through email. All of the teacher emails are in your child's planner. The school phone number is here, and my phone number for the schoolroom is here. It's also in the handout information you're going to get. I really want to thank you for listening and watching this. I hope it was helpful to you. If it wasn't, please get in touch with me, email me, call, or send a note with your child if you have any questions, concerns, or comments. Thanks again. Bye-bye.